127. Episode 127.
Nice. Do you know what I was doing today in the car?
You were playing a game?
No, not in the car. I was singing the Golden Girls theme song.
Okay.
But I wasn't moving my lips.
Okay.
I can't do it now because I'm like laughing too much.
Yeah.
But you just like keep your whole face still. And
What's the song? How does it
Thank you
go?
for being a friend.
Mm-hmm.
No, not humming. Just like, but like, so you're. No. Thank you for being a friend. You like push out some extra air so you can like get your face to, you can get your lips to flap and move and stuff.
So you're allowed to keep your mouth open.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah, so you're moving your mouth too much though. It was just a dumb thing I was doing in the car. And then I couldn't remember all the words.
Okay.
Do you know all the words?
I don't. So what you been up to?
When did we record last? It's been a while.
2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
I don't remember.
Long time ago.
Was it pre-Guardians or post-Guardians?
It's pre-Guardians.
Okay. Did you see Guardians 3?
I did. I don't know when I saw it.
I saw it the night before opening night.
You're a bad dog.
Twice.
You're all bad dogs.
So it's been almost a month, or it has been a month since we've recorded last.
Possibly.
No, like almost certainly. We're recording
Yes.
on Memorial Day, so it's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Cool. Been all right. A lot has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, had my final concerts of the year, which was nice.
Yeah, we had those a long time ago.
I know.
They've been doing karaoke.
In class?
Apparently.
Cool.
It's got it set up. May 4th
Speaking of
was
karaoke.
when we recorded last.
Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense. So I had seen Guardians the day before, but May 4th is when it came out.
Okay.
Anyway, speaking of karaoke, have you seen the show That's My Jam with Jimmy Fallon?
No, I've not.
So I was aware of it, like on commercials and stuff. I didn't really know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. I watched it the other night, like all the way through.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. So there's two pairs of celebrities and they're on teams.
Did they
And
get sprayed in the face?
They can't. That's the last round. Yeah.
Okay. I've seen parts of it.
Yeah. So because it's just like different bits from his show.
Yeah.
But the first round is actually I think there's like different games and stuff that change, but there's like multiple rounds and stuff and you earn points and stuff, and there's one where like you have to like stomp on a thing and grab the flying microphone and answer the question. I think it's like band names or different things. There's one where you have to do like describe the band but not, you can't sing their songs. You have to but you have to describe the band or describe the song.
Yeah.
What is that? What game is that
Pictionary?
comparable to? No, that's where you draw things. Charades, I guess, kind of, yeah. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then at the end, or there's a couple rounds of them like doing actual singing and performing, and at the very end they have to sing, and then they have to like sing the next line when the music cuts out.
Yeah.
And that's where they get sprayed, depending on if they get it right or not. But it was it was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
So I was on the West Coast.
Yeah,
West
on the left coast.
Yes. Hiking a lot in the woods. Kind of neglecting. Not neglecting. I'm on vacation.
Sure.
Not neglecting. My wife kept being like, stop checking your emails. It's like, but there's 50 of them.
I know.
I didn't realize how many emails I get in a day until you don't answer them all.
Yep.
And you're like, there's 35 emails from school.
That's the worst on like a sick day or just like a day you're out. Like when I was in Florida, those couple of days, like I would check and I would see, but like there'd be certain things I'm like, oh, I'll answer that like when I'm back, and and then just pile. Yeah.
No, I don't have to answer any emails. But we just hiked. Like that's all we did. Like no, I listened to a lot of podcasts because I was in a car a lot.
Sure.
The 10-hour drive from northern California to the middle of Washington. We stopped at I keep wanting to say Duck Donuts, but it's not, the Voodoo Donuts.
Oh yeah.
We spent way too much money on too many donuts.
Yeah. I've still never had them. I had the opportunity when I was in Florida.
You don't need them.
No,
they're just.
I feel like I should get one just to get one.
Yeah. Spent a lot of money that I don't. I mean, I have obviously because I saved up for it, but It's like all gone. But we did watch, this kind of falls back on what you were saying about that show. We did watch some game shows because it was like, hey, this is on, and it was Pictionary. And the host is, what's that guy's name?
Is this like an updated version? Or like,
yeah. Okay. This is not it. So the host is, what's the guy's name? I can't think of it. He was in a TV show called Sliders, and Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah.
So he's the host.
Okay.
And then and you kind of figure out like, oh, game shows are just like, here's some celebrities.
Yeah.
And some random people.
Correct.
So like one of the people was Jodie something from Full House / Fuller House.
Oh, Jodie Sweetin. She was Stephanie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And somebody else. And I had no idea who the other person was, and neither did my wife. And then I looked up.
Like, shows like that, they get like B-list, B and C and D-list people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yes. They get like, oh, this is what you do now? Just like when you go to comic book conventions. Like, oh, this is what you do now? Yeah. Which is perfectly great, because like the Supernatural boys, they're like, wait, you're gonna pay for us to get a jet? You're gonna pay for the jet to get us there and back, and you're gonna pay for our hotel. Why don't you just buy us a jet? Right. So they just bought themselves a jet. Oh. But like together, because they like live next door to each other. Okay. They're like best friends. But yeah, and I looked at that, like, because I was trying to figure out who the other person was, so I went to IMDb and found Jodie Sweetie.
I think Sweeten.
Whatever her name is. And then she was like in 3 episodes, and I'm like, oh, maybe they like 3 throughout the season. It's like, no. 3 episodes in a row with the same other person. Okay. So they're just like, okay, we're going to have you for a day. We're going to shoot 3 episodes. Right. Yeah. We're going to have new people in every time. Yeah. And we're just going to shoot it, and it's going to be fun. Yeah. And that's what that is. That's what game shows are now.
Yeah. I will say, to Jimmy Fallon's credit, he had like A-list people, at least on this episode that I watched. Yeah. So we had Adam Lambert, Simu Liu, and those are like Halle Bailey and her sister.
Those are, what is it? So
those are like prime time.
Those are prime time, these are like, oh, we're gonna keep this going.
Right. I didn't even know Pictionary was like back or I don't know, but like back. Was it on Game Show Network?
I don't know what it was on.
Had to be, or something like that. I don't know.
But we watched that, and then
I remember like the old one from like the 90s or maybe the 80s. I don't know.
It keeps going. I don't think it ever actually left. They just got new hosts.
Sure.
And then the other show we watched, I think, was the Pyramid, $10,000 Pyramid,
$25,000,
whatever it is now.
They just changed the amount each time.
Inflation priced Pyramid. And I think Snoop Dogg was on it. And then all of his words were like weed related. Yeah. It's just like, oh, joint. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more of that, unless
a lot more what?
Game shows and things, if the writer's strike doesn't end.
Oh yeah.
So
keep it going, man.
Pay people.
Oh, I watched Hollywood Babylon, which is Kevin Smith and Ralph Garman podcast, but they do they only do live shows. They don't. Because it's like, nah, it's not the same without an audience. They tried it and it was like, this is not fun. So they're finally slowly coming back into like they did a show a week and now it's like a show a month. Gotcha. But Kevin was talking about the writer's strike and how it's like if the directors got on board, I think, did some other guild get on board?
So SAG-AFTRA, the actors,
yeah. So both of them are on strike now. Yeah, and it was like, oh, we could still go, and then like the last time the Directors Guild striked, it lasted 2 days, and he was saying, it's like, yep, you can make film or you can make movies without writers, you can make them without actors, but you can't make them without directors. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it makes sense because they're the ones who are like calling all the shots.
Yeah, well, and with all those guilds and all that stuff, they have very specific things about who can actually do. That's even why sometimes like people will do the actual directing, but their name doesn't go on the thing.
Oh, like,
There's all kinds of weird stuff.
There was
There's also speculation that certain actors who are in the Writers Guild that are going to be like okay, so their movie's written, right?
Yeah.
So they can be filming it and working on it. However, any rewrites, any improvisations, any of that kind of stuff would make them essentially scabs and then get kicked out of the guild.
Yes.
So it's kind of interesting to see how that stuff will happen. Apparently when Quantum of Solace was made, the one of the James Bond movies with Daniel Craig, apparently he and maybe the director were like doing rewrites and stuff because they're not part of the Writers Guild, so like it was okay.
Was that in the 2005?
Yeah, something like that. Seems right.
Yeah.
But like that movie's not great. And a lot of that is probably why. I think like a lot of the movies and shows that came out around that time.
We don't have a writer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were, like, and TV shows like fell like Heroes.
Yeah.
Heroes fell apart because of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shows that died because of the last writer's strike.
Yeah.
I remember it.
And it's not the writer's fault, people.
No, not at all.
It's the companies that aren't paying them enough.
Well,
or
it's
giving them enough credit.
It's because things the industry changed and the other people, the studios, figured out how to rip off. Like, be like, oh, well, we don't have to give you this because, like, it's not like when your shows get in syndication, like there's residuals, and there is no residuals in streaming.
Right.
That's one of the things. There's
how long until streaming collapses?
I don't know.
Like, it feels like it's like, I don't know. It just feels like they're spending all this money to make things, but then like, how do you? At some point, you have diminishing returns.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it was supposed to, like, there's too many of them now. Because you're not paying. It wasn't like, oh, we're, like cable is so expensive or satellite is so expensive. Like, just join streaming and blah, 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 blah. It's like, but it's the same now. I mean, technically, you are getting a la carte, which a lot of people were thinking. It's like, oh, how about I just pay this fee and I get like these channels? Because like I don't watch ESPN and I don't pay for ESPN. I mean, technically I do because it's part of Disney. It's the bundle. Right. But yeah. Anyways, does this feel low key, this episode?
I guess.
I mean, I yesterday was
the latest we've ever filmed.
It is.
Or filmed. Recorded.
Yes.
It's the latest we've ever recorded.
I'm not members of it's 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Usually we're crack of dawn. Anyways, we are here at Two Tunes. I'm Bo.
I'm Brandon.
We talk about two tunes.
Yeah.
13 minutes into the show. This episode is in reply to, I think, 2 weeks ago episode.
Sure. Yeah.
Where
Lawrence Hot Dogistan. Is it Larry Hot Dogs or something?
Larry Hot Dogs.
I was trying to
asked us.
Hot Dogistan is what I came up with for the fancy version of Hot
Asked
Dogs.
us what songs we dig that go from one to the other. I think that a lot of concept albums do this.
Yeah.
And I think it fits there. So like I love concept albums. So it's just like, oh, well, this concept record and this concept record. But then I'm like, but that's just like the idea of a concept record is like the songs kind of flow into the next one. This, I don't know if it's, I mean, you're first, but my choice here, there's some weird, we'll talk about it when I get there. Anyways, you're first.
I'm first. So this was the song I think I immediately thought of.
Yeah.
Songs, I guess, technically, tracks. So this group, VersaEmerge, who now is apparently just called Versa.
Okay. I was wondering because like I didn't see anything.
Yeah, so I came across them through, I don't know if it was like on Warped Tour or just through like them being on like Fueled by Ramen in like the mid to late 2000s. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like certain labels you kind of like, oh, let me check out these bands and whatever. So that's where I first found them. And this EP, the VersaEmerge self-titled EP from 2008 is what I first came across. And so this was like the first 2 tracks I ever heard from them probably.
This is not a band anymore.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
But last they were called Versa.
Yeah.
So,
stylized, all caps.
yeah. But yeah, it's the first 2 tracks. So the first one is called Theatrics. It's 39 seconds. It's very much just like a long intro kind of thing, and then it goes right into The Hider, which is the main song. Other things that I've listened to by them are they did like an acoustic EP, which is pretty good. Covered a couple different things, but it was mostly Sierra Kay and I guess Blake Harnage. It was like the 2 of them who were like the biggest deal, and then also were apparently very prolific when Devin Ingalito was in the band. There's like a whole long list of folks who have been in the band at various times.
Yeah, I saw that there's like 15. No, it wasn't that many.
No, but it was quite a few. So she apparently went on to form a shoegaze band called Neaux.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this EP. I like the other like things that I've heard from them. Again, not like a ton of information out there, or not a ton of music out there. They did a few different albums and EPs and things, but yeah. Shall we listen?
We shall.
Okay.
It's probably really loud. Possibly. MIDI keyboards. Programmed. I don't like that.
You don't like that it comes in on like
it's
like a beat
weird,
skipped?
yeah. If this messes up, I apologize.
Like if it doesn't
go in the way you want it, which is right here-ish. It did.
Hey, nice. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't do that, which is annoying.
Had I mentioned that I'd been listening like more production-wise lately?
No.
I've been listening more production-wise.
Yeah.
Seeing like, I would change this. I would change this. Oh, yeah. So like the beginning part, like when I first listened to it, reminded me of Evanescence.
Yeah.
And then right here, it's like, oh, it's Paramore. And then when you look at like, oh, they like,
well, they were on the same label at the time. Yeah.
There's a giant gap of volume in that first verse.
I like her voice a lot.
Yeah. She putting out stuff as Bad Daughter.
Okay.
But hasn't really done anything in the past 3 years. Like, it doesn't hit as hard as I want this to.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be just, like, the mix.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just the mix is not as impactful as it could be. I like the drum thing in here, like not just the straight ahead.
Yeah. Those bells are real prominent.
Yeah. I like the whatever background kind of guitar, just kind of like
the arpeggiator.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's very cool. I dig it.
Yeah,
I wish we would have kept going and see where they could have been.
Yeah, I should dip back into like some of their stuff. Like I said, I've really just listened to like this EP.
Yeah.
And which is now 15 years old. And like that's all I've really listened to other than like a couple singles and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very tired. We had a parade today.
Yeah.
It was in the hot sun. Here's the thing about the...
Oh, and today, the weather, high of 86.
Yeah.
The first hot day, like really hot day.
Always. But you know why? Because of the Lingostown Memorial Day Parade. Because we march in it every year. And it does not matter what the weather is like leading up to it, right after it.
Yeah.
Like it's been so nice the last few days, like just like mid to like high 70s, like maybe low 80s, but like no humidity, like sun's been pretty good. And then today, because it was the Memorial Day Parade, it was like sun cranked up to 100 and like the temperature cranked up, a little bit more humidity than there's been. So yeah. But yeah. VersaEmerge, Versa, whatever.
Yep.
Cool. What you got?
I got Tool. So I asked some friends, and like, what are songs? Like I gave them basically the premise, and this is, I had already like chosen this in my mind, but I'm like, maybe there's other ones that like aren't so like the band is big, or like maybe there's just something I'm missing. I found stuff that like we've already featured the bands. I forget exactly like where, but I was thinking of what's the band? No Use for a Name, Thrice. I was thinking like things that like or the Deer Hunter, Concept Records, Coheed and Cambria, things we've already kind of talked about. So I was like, I don't want to do that. And this is the first one, so I was looking for something else, but it just came back to this. Now, is it Parabol or is it Parabol and Parabola or Parabola?
So
I don't know how to pronounce these.
I always say Parabola.
Yeah, for the second
Parabola with an A at the end. Yes, but this I would say Parabol
for the first one.
For the first one.
Okay, so
but I wouldn't say Parabola.
Okay, and then Parabola.
Parabola.
Okay, so
or Parabol. Parabol. Is that anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was told or read briefly, did not look into, that this album is, so first off, there are 13 tracks.
Okay.
But I think that it's really 12 tracks and then a hidden track.
Oh, okay.
Because it says like the last track 12 is like instrumental, song ends at 6:34 before 2 minutes and 14 seconds of silence.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, well, so there was a hidden track. So really there's 12. So this is the middle of the record.
Okay.
Now I was told that there's like, oh, well, there's like a different way that you can listen to it and it means something, right? So kind of like a concept record, but not really. And this is the other side of a
Parabola.
A parabola.
Interesting.
So like it could be like the first 6 are leading up to this, and then track 7, which is Parabola, is the other side of that. Could be, I don't really know. They had 3 singles off of this, I think. Schism, Parabola, and Lateralis.
Is that how you say that one?
Sure. I don't know.
I would say Lateralis.
Sure. But yeah, like I always felt like they belong together. It's like one song that's split into 2 kind of thing, and then the first half is like the slower version of that, and then leading into that. I wonder what, if it was on vinyl, how it would be split up. Like, would these songs be on the same side? Because it leads into. Yeah. Imagine it.
Yeah, this feels like, well, I think like with my song too, like Parabola feels like this quote unquote single version.
Yeah. And
then, but Parabol is like, it's, I don't know, like it's meant to be all one track.
Yeah.
They just split it. Same thing with the VersaEmerge tunes. Like it feels like obviously the hider is the single, but like the Theatrics thing feels like just like the extended intro.
Yep.
So
here's Parabola.
Yeah. Do our examples kind of cheat the question?
I think yours does.
I think they both do.
because this is a 3-minute song.
Yeah, but it's still, it feels like,
yeah, there's lyrics that are from,
it feels like just a lengthy introduction.
could be.
I think what they were mostly asking was like actual tracks that go like that are not related other than just on the same album. But
we could do this again sometime.
No, these are the examples we thought of.
There's other ones though. It's such a slow build. I mean, it's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And then into a 6-minute
song. Yeah.
Which is exactly 3 minutes longer.
So I wasn't looking at the thing when I was listening.
Yeah.
But like I knew where.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. Like I know the song. I guess I know Parabola, maybe.
Yeah.
I know Schism and Lateralist better, but.
Yeah.
Like I knew sort of where the transition was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think some of the lyrics are already like this is an intro too.
Yeah.
3-minute intro.
I never got into Tool. Like I know all the singles and all the hits, I guess, but I never. I listened to Perfect Circle.
Yeah,
those couple of their albums I like
Billy,
got really into.
What's his name? Hallowell, Billy Hallowell.
Who's that?
He's the guy. He's the guitar. Like Perfect Circle is not James's band, and actually Tool is not James's band. So he writes the lyrics, but he did. James Maynard Keenan, the lead singer of Tool.
Isn't it Maynard?
Maynard
James Keenan?
Yeah, Maynard James Keenan.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what I said? What did I
you
say?
said James.
Anyways. But so this Tool is Adam Jones's band, and then Maynard just sings.
Okay.
And then for A Perfect Circle, it's Billy Howardell.
Okay.
He was Tool's guitar tech.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, "Oh, I wrote that," like while he was setting up everything. And he's like, "Dude, you should write some songs yourself." And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, "Will you sing for him?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." And then oh my god, it's like it's that and then it's that. It is such a big jump in volume.
Do you know something you should do after this is over? You should start each of the the Hider and Parabola from the start, just so folks can hear. I mean, you can tell on both of them where the track starts, it's very obvious.
Oh,
but we should start them separate. You know what I mean?
But the goal here is how they flow.
No. But I know just to hear the difference.
Okay,
I understand what the point is.
So just play the second song.
Yeah, just for the beginning, just to kind of hear. Again, it's very obvious on both of them, where that second track starts, but just to hear it without the intro for a couple of seconds. What an interesting band too, because his voice, he can get a little rougher on it, but he's such a smooth singer, and for a band that's not that they're super hardcore and heavy, but obviously you get a little heavy and
they're just such good musicians. All four of them.
Yeah. But a different singer in this band goes a whole different alley, I guess. Yeah. Like, what genre do you put them under?
Rock.
You were like
Just rock.
subgenre.
Not metal.
I had a kid try to argue with me a little bit the other day that like punk rock was not, or pop punk was not a subgenre of rock. Like it quite literally is. Like rock is such a broad.
Yeah.
Because they were like, how would you classify Green Day? And I was like, they're pop punk. And they're like, oh, well, this guy thinks they're rock. And I'm like, well, it's like, yeah.
You're just going up one hierarchy.
Yeah.
Alternative metal, art rock, post metal, progressive metal,
I like
progressive rock.
I like the art rock and obviously prog. Like, there he says Parabol.
Yeah.
Although, is he spelling it
With an A?
BLE? No, like BLE.
Oh, okay.
Like a parable, like you're telling a parable.
Yeah. I need to look at the lyrics.
I was just thinking that earlier too. Like, I don't, not that I don't understand, but I don't know at all what he's saying.
Oh. Yeah. Like, because, like, he's not singing any of these words not unclear.
Yeah.
But he's stretching them out so much that, like, and the way that he's speaking the words, it doesn't.
It's like the words are just the way to deliver the melody.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a little bit like Patrick Stump to me in Fall Out Boy.
Okay.
Everybody's like, I never understand what you can say. You can understand what you can say.
Yeah.
But Patrick's, he's been quoted as saying like he never thought his voice was good enough for the lyrics.
Yeah.
So he was not intentionally like being unclear, but like sort of, I guess, in a way.
I get it. I need to listen to this with headphones. I mean, I'm listening to it with headphones now, but like re-listen to like the whole record.
Is this their biggest record?
I don't know. It's either this or the one before it. Because then the next one was 10,000 Days, which it did some. Yeah, like even if I named you the singles off of it, you'd be like, I don't know any of those songs.
Yeah. Like this is probably the one that I know the best.
I mean, you probably know Enema.
It's 2001.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Enema a little bit, but like, no, I think Lateralus is the album.
Which, by the way, I think this song also goes into the next song.
Nice. Does the whole album do that?
I think it's a lot.
Undertow, I recognize the album artwork.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Go back and play the beginning.
Of just that song?
Just that one. Again, it's obvious, I think, but just so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
and
where
then the beginning of the other one.
It's where it hits.
Yeah.
And then this is where the words start.
Yeah. But they both have that just little bit of extra bleed or whatever from the previous.
Were you aware of Lateralis and it's like the song and it's how the words are spoken?
No.
So, where are you? It's the Fibonacci sequence.
Oh.
So
he does like one syllable, two syllables.
Like black, then white are. all I see.
Interesting.
In my infancy, red and yellow, then came to be, reaching out to me. Let me, and then it goes up to 8, and then it comes back down.
Okay, interesting.
Or maybe, I don't know. Isn't the Fibonacci sequence like the numbers before it added together?
Yeah, so it goes 1, 1,
then 2,
2, 3, 5, 8, 13.
There you go.
21, yeah.
So he only goes up to 8, and then he comes back down, and then he
Okay.
goes back up, and comes
Nice.
back down.
Like a parabola.
Yes.
Sort of. Although it'd be more of like a sine wave or something, I guess, if you're connecting. I
Sure.
don't know. It's been a minute since I took a math class.
just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
And that song is 988878.
Everything's
It was
in
originally
4 if you don't
titled
count it like a nerd.
987 for the time signature. Then it turned out that 984 was the 16th number of the Fibonacci sequence. So that was cool. that was
cool.
That was Danny Carey, the drummer, explaining the time signature. So yeah, those are 2 songs that flow into each other that we dig.
Yeah.
There are many more.
Yes.
Go search for them yourself.
Yeah.
And then tell us about it in the Discord. Links in the description
I
below.
don't listen to enough albums straight through anymore to
I don't think anyone does.
catch on. Or if I do, I'm not like... There's probably ones, like, even when I am listening to an album that I don't quite realize.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like... or I
You're
don't
not
know.
paying attention to what's going on.
So, yeah. Join the Discord. Follow us on all the socials. Share.
Share, like, subscribe.
All engagement is helpful. So
If
even
you-
like liking posts and sharing posts.
Yeah. We appreciate you. And we want to stick around for a long time.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm Bo.
I'm Brandon.
And this was Two Tunes Podcast.
Cool. Bye.